Good evening and welcome back to All In TV StarCraft 2 commentary. We are your casters, Legend and Slide. Rather, Slide and Legend. Legend and Slide. Legend of Slide. Whatever. And yeah, hitting you up with another professional Korean StarCraft 2 replay. And today we have in this corner, ding ding ding, our Red Terran, Makaprime, who actually Legend says, according to a source, is in fact ZenexByun.
Yeah, Makaprime is actually ranked #1 in Korean Grandmaster.
Wow, really?
That's amazing. But this is actually ZenexByun playing. Of course, he got into that scandal, but we'll get into it later. And he's going against
over here in the eastern corner of the map, eastern half of the map. We have our blue Protoss player, MVPGenius, of course, also known as Cole MVP. Genius.
Yeah, very strong cross player who is in GSL competing for that Code S spot.
Is he still Code S?
Competing for a Code S.
Ah, okay, I see. Makaprime wasn't Code A a couple seasons ago? Or is he?
Well, Makaprime's completely out of GSL.
Well, now he is, I think. A couple of seasons ago, we did see him for just a little bit after he went down again. A little unfortunate. Makaprime's still a very strong player, of course known for his Maka Rax. This isn't Makaprime though. Let's get back to the subject at hand. ZenexByun is playing under the alias of Makaprime.
Yeah, of course, Byun recently joined Prime, and then he got into that, very infamous scandal with a Slayer's Coca. Why don't we just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, without going too much into the details here, I guess Byun and Coca were in, I believe, the finals of an online tournament, and basically the long and short of it is Coca was ahead and through the match.
Yeah, Coca was up 1-0, and they're actually both from very old clan necks, so they're actually very close friends.
Yep.
So I guess Byun kind of asked Coca to leave the game, even though Coca was up about 100 in supply or something, which is ridiculous. And this was for a this was actually for a Code A spot, the winner, and then of course Slayer's Coca already having a Code S spot himself, threw the game away for Byun so he can have the Code A. Of course they're both suspended for I don't know how long it is, but just very unfortunate tournament event for Slayer's Coca. Such a strong Zerg, especially against the Protoss player, and he has such a bright future ahead of him, and kind of feel bad for him, just kind of throwing the game away for his friend, and then he's paying the price.
I'd throw a game away for you, Legend.
That's so sweet.
I probably wouldn't. Not worth it.
Of course, you'll not be good enough to go into those events.
Okay,
but
so we're getting a little personal here. We need to shut down our hopes and dreams like that. Yeah, and out of Byun, this is going to be really confusing. Out of ZenexByun, we did see a gasless one Rax expand, and the commands are not going up, throwing on just a couple more barracks from MVPGeniuses, and looks like, did he go for a 1-gate expand?
Yep, he went for 1-gate expand,
okay. And
then of course our Terran player Byun did go up command center first into 3 barracks, very common follow up, and he got 2 gases immediately.
Yeah, both players scout each other very well, and just gonna sit back and gearing up for a fairly macro game, looks like.
Yeah, unless Genius decides to hit some kind of a 7-gate, 8-gate timing, which is very strong against Terran, or Terran can also do kind of a stim timing or ghost rush, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that has to be too stupid to make it up the ramp. Initially, it just gets picked off by the slow burning laser of that sentry. Tech lag now coming up. Be interesting to see what upgrade he goes for first.
Well, what
still
will
waiting.
it be? And it's a stim.
Yep. So let's go for stim. Stim does a couple patches ago, I believe. The research time was increased, and now it does take longer. So I guess Byun just does want to get that started as soon as possible. Quick robo going up for Genius here.
Yep. This could be a little bit dangerous for Genius to kind of hold off this stimming timing attack with just 3-gate robo, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think he'll have enough time though. I mean, Stim's it's not even close to being done. It's gonna take quite a while longer, or Genius rather, should have enough time to get on a couple units, maybe even an Immortal. Is Chrono boosting that Observer out now to get that scouting information?
Yeah, let's talk about Genius for a little bit. Of course, he's the champion of the BlizzCon, the very first BlizzCon in 2010. Right. And he kind of fell off the radar a little bit, but he's still a very strong cross player, and he just won his Code 8 game using a very special carrier. I think I saw like 14 carriers against the Zerg, which was just ridiculous.
I didn't actually see that game, but carriers always a treat to see in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, it was like a carriers and a mothership, so it was like very cool to see. I did hear a very kind of funny mothership joke. Of course, Artosis was
nice game.
Artosis was casting with another Blizzard official, I guess, and Artosis was making a mothership joke. Like, your mama's so fat it cloaks the entire unit, and the Blizzard guy makes another mothership joke, says, your mothership's so fat it doesn't fit into the expansion pack. I thought it was hilarious.
Zing! And that's gonna be about it for jokes here at All on TV. Just kidding.
Yeah, we have a 2 Forge going down for MVPGenius, so he's gearing for a very long macro game. Of course, 2 Forge, very common with the new patches, with a reduced cost, and with a Chrono Boost out, it's such a strong build.
Yeah. Absolutely love the double Forge Chrono boosted upgrades. Protoss, nowadays, they really should have no excuse for not staying ahead of the other 2 races in those quicker upgrades. And we're not even at 10 minutes in, and a fairly quick robotic support bay for Genius here. Of course, Artosis used to always say that he does not like Colossus off 2 base.
Yeah, but we'll have to see how. Of course, surprise Colossus is always good, but we'll have to see how our.
No, surprise Colossus is always bad. That's like surprise rape. Although rape may always be a surprise. Not really a laughing matter here, folks. But that aside.
Anyways. Yeah, I like that this hidden pylon here, and he's gonna scout with this factory, very common. And just Probe kind of checking out for any hidden base, or it's a very smart move, and he's actually gonna pick off this pylon as I say it.
Yep, just gaining a little bit of map control, a little bit of map presence, making sure to take care of all those pesky proxy pylons. The scouting factory is gonna get a nice read on the army composition of MVPGenius, and is Byun gonna actually make a move here and attack into that front. I'm not sure that's such a good idea. There are a couple of Mornos out already.
Yeah, he's a little bit up in supply. It really shouldn't be forcing this just 2 medvacs out.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna maybe try to drop in the main, but when the main army's here at natural, it's kind of no point of it. Nice force fields going down. Bit of an overkill to take on one Marauder, and Genius taking his frustration out on that dog statue.
Yeah, I want to see Genius putting down the Nexus, and we do see our player Byun here putting his 3rd base down. And just, both players kind of powering up and gearing for a very long game.
Yeah, Genius needs to throw on the 3rd Nexus very soon over. He's getting a Twilight Council, and the Colossus Thermal Lance upgrade nearly completed, as well as the 2nd Colossus almost out as well. Ghost Academy now nearly halfway done for ZenexByun, and there is now that 3rd Nexus going down for Genius. Very well done. It does have all his tech mostly in place, and I wonder if he's going to go for Blink or Charge. As a mostly a Protoss player, Legend, what do you think?
Of course, even a couple months ago, we saw Zealot Charge coming from Protoss player, but Blink is actually gaining a lot of popularity first, then Zealot Charge kind of stopping all the harassment of drops. It's such easier to take out that drops and take out the Vikings and Medvex. So we'll have to see, and we do see a Blink first coming down from Genius, and just Zealot refusing to move.
Microing that Marine, trying to kill that Zealot. Very cutely done. by Byun. Blink on the way, as well as a third base orbital, not making it into a planetary. Not as common, you know, of course, against Protoss, or in TVP to see planetary just because of the Colossus. And a couple of Vikings just now being started, actually. No, Genius just now kind of posturing around the middle of the map, zoning out the Terran Bioball away from his bases now.
Yep, and getting his upgrades. You know, very, very smart move, and yeah, just alright.
Sorry folks, it's very tired here. We did just cast two very, very long ZVT
and ZVP.
ZVT and ZVPs from Slayersman. If you haven't seen those games, you know, definitely go check them out. They were, there's some good stuff in those games.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff, yeah, as we're hoping this game will also turn out to be.
Yep.
Templar Archives now on the way for MVPGenius. And I'm interested to see if he's going to actually try to go for Sidestorm or just morph those into Archons to help deal with that Bioball. However, Ghost Academy was already out earlier for Byun, as we saw. And he can get Ghost on quite a hurry if he needs to. I'm surprised he actually doesn't have a couple already in his army. Just kidding. I do sometimes put my foot in my mouth good and proper, and there are in fact 3 ghosts.
Of course, ZenexByun smarter than our caster slide here. Another poke at him. It's always fun. And we do have a couple of starport very smart against you know, 2 Colossus heavy army. Of course, Genius did stop making Colossus at 3, so also hitting my word.
All on TV, StarCraft 2 commentary, all professional always. And
you know, for both players who kind of turtling very hard, it's kind of, you know, weird to see both players not really expanding. Both kind of, you know, chilling at 3 bases here. Terran player can kind of make a couple orbitals and float down a lot easier than you know, Protoss player.
Yeah.
And Protoss do get his 4th. Just, you know, these players love contradicting us. And
yeah, while we have a little bit of downtime here, actually, something that we'd like to maybe start doing is casting maybe some fan games or some crazy games that you viewers out there have. You know, lower league games or something that, you know, they're always fun to watch and do, and, you know, commentate on, maybe poke a little bit of fun at, you know, and so if you guys out there, you know, have some, you know, anywhere from bronze to diamond or even masters games that you think are crazy and fun or kind of gimmicky and weird, you know, feel free to send them in. We'll have our official email down in the description, but hold that thought for a second. Huge engagement here. EMPs over the entire Protoss armies. Those Archons melting so quickly. Bioball taking serious damage from Colossus, but I don't think it even matters with those Vikings there, and now the Stalkers blinking up to save their own lives. Everything down on the lower ground being completely annihilated by the MMM. No surprise there. How many times have we seen the story play out exactly like this?
Yeah, even with the Archons and Colossus in the mix, he was able to crush that army of Genius, and he's up 60, almost 60 in supply. Of course, Genius do have 4th base, but it's not even saturated yet. So will he able to save this gold base? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, and he morphed into High Templar, and they don't have any energy right now. So very nice target firing initially by Byun. A couple of feedbacks going down on the medevacs. Stalkers blinking in probably to their doom, I would imagine. Or I guess not. It looks like these charge shots able to help hold off this final this push.
Yeah, it looks like our supply is actually evening out, and you know, with most of the Vikings, I love to see Genius making back his Colossus count a little bit. You know, it's so hard to make those Vikings, or sometimes a lot of Terran players will forget to make Vikings.
These 2 Vikings want to be there. I want to be very careful. You know, he still has, I think, 4 or 8 Vikings out, and he's making 4 medevacs at a time as well. He can easily switch over to Viking production, so I'm not sure Colossus would be such a good idea, but once again, all on TV eating our words. That Colossus now being produced.
Yeah, this one pylon just powering everything.
There's my Tosa's pylon there for those 4 gateways, and that cannon too, actually. And looks like both armies kind of traded in the favor, of course, of ZenexByun. But now just sitting back to macro up another, I guess, 200 army.
Yep, and we do have a 3-3 finish for our pros player, and
Yep.
looks like 3-3, you know, is gonna be done for our Terran player relatively soon here.
Yep. 3 attack just now completing, and 3 defense on the way as well. Planetary going down at that not fourth base. The gold base, I would imagine. Nope, just kidding, at the fourth base. One Archon slowly chipping away at that.
The Archons do kill up buildings relatively very fast.
Do they?
Yep.
Here's a serious question. I play exclusively Terran for those of you that do not know. And
yeah,
not particularly familiar with the other races. Sorry, go ahead.
Very curious to see why Genius is not researching that storm. He is on almost a 5 base after all, so... And looks like we are going to see a very huge engagement and very brave command center pilot or whatever it's called. And
I guess he'll be absorbing some of the shots from the Archons and Stalkers, and a couple of EMPs going down, actually huge EMPs in the front forward Archons. Genius's army full retreat at the moment. These Stalkers getting caught by the weird pathing of StarCraft 2. Another Archon goes down as well as a couple of Zealots, and then Immortal, crucially. And yeah, he concussive shots for the win, I guess. Catching a lot of Genius' retreating units there.
Yeah, I guess he didn't like the he didn't like the concave he had against those MMM. He kind of decided to retreat, and he took a lot of damage. And yeah, how many ghosts do we have for we have 9 ghosts out for Byun and 7 Archons.
Yeah, and Genius is only about to have 2 Colossus, but Byun's going to go up here to 11 or 12 Vikings, maybe overmaking that a little bit. 1 second though, more EMPs going on the entire Protoss army. Once again, the Archons melting pretty quickly, but doing a significant amount of damage to the Terran Bioball. A lot of Vikings being picked off, so, you know, once, I guess I'm eating the words again, the Vikings will come in handy for a little bit. And Genius still being pushed back once again. Fairly back and forth game, but I do feel like Genius has constantly been the back foot.
Yeah, like I said, the storm would have been just perfect. Everything was bunched up, and you know, it looks like he's gonna drive out the Byun army, but he actually could push and get this army. But yeah, we have a 5th base up for not ZenexByun, I guess. You know, Byun, and yeah, he's in a lot better position than Genius here.
Yeah, and that Bioball proven to be so cost-effective against the more expensive high-tier Protoss units. And morphing in a bunch of High Templar, 4 more Archons. You know, Zealot Archon, very strong combination against the Bioball, but with that many ghosts, look at that, now 4 ghosts being produced at a time by Byun here. And a couple of Marines and Vikings not getting away. Nice blink by Genius. To even up the odds just a little bit. Storm finally being chrono boosted out by Genius now. I do like that, as well as Terran ship weapons level 2. And
yep, Slide here running out of breath. And looks like we have a very small drop, kind of denying Genius's 5th here, but it should be cleared up in a second. This is a stalker, but you know.
Yep, and that's the thing that a lot of pro Protoss players do, and higher level Protoss players, and for those of you that I guess maybe it might be lower level, you know, take note of this to target fire medevacs with the stalkers when you see drops. It may be tempting to go after the ground units that are being dropped initially, but once the medevac's gone, it makes your job a whole lot easier and basically forces the cleanup. And a couple stalkers here by that pylon. Genius did a very good job with these pylons on the map, and not going to be able to deny mining completely at this base. And once blinking that single stalker down, to be very, very annoying with, you know, just killing a couple of random Marines. And SCVs, looks like the Marauder Force is going to come in and finally clean us up. Actually, the entire army coming back to clean us. Okay, not. Oh, I see. Okay, Genius' army in the middle of the map now pushing. Byun's army kind of out of place now, actually. I wonder if Genius is going to march straight into his natural.
Yeah, he looks like he's being a little bit indecisive here, and we have a huge engagement.
Wow, yeah, I don't know about that. A lot of the Zealots being funneled through between the Archons and getting taken out one at a time. One random reinforcing Colossus and gets sniped immediately. Or is it going to be sniped immediately? I wonder. Yeah, it does go down. And actually, Genius should be able to clean this up. But
yeah, we have an Archon stuck in the back, and looks like MMM still OP, taking out all that, and should be able to take out that Colossus, and he does.
Yeah, wow, that's an ugly thing to see. So many medevacs out on me, able to quickly quickly heal up those injured bio units and be able to get those SCVs back to work. What is Genius' response from here going to be, I wonder? He's been losing so many gas-expensive armies time and time again to this cost-effective bio ball.
Yeah, you know, kind of lost for words a little. You know, late game DT is actually really good, but that is also very gas heavy. Looks like we have a
Legend here is okay, I assure you folks. Maybe we're just a little winded from casting a couple long games in a row, but no problem. We are here.
Yeah, I
we are
was
excited.
definitely gonna say something, but I totally lost my words. It happens, you know.
It happens, you know, when. It happens when something happens. And yeah, both armies now once again sitting back, a little bit of a 2 medevac drop here by Byun. Being once again so persistent with these 3 stalkers. It's like 20 Marauders chasing out 2 stalkers at the one-sided battle if I ever did see one. And denying this base actually pretty significant. The map is starting to get slowly but surely mined out here.
And he does not cancel next. Actually, I knew I was gonna say, you know, Warp Prism play with the High Templars are so good, especially as a game goes on. You know, just kind of harass the SCV lines and even protect the High Templars with the Warp Prism.
Yeah, definitely, and that's basically what Byun's doing here, being so persistent.
He actually snipes a Nexus here.
Wow. Yeah, you know, that's exactly what Byun here is doing, you know, and up in the north too, you know, he was being pretty annoying with just drops kind of everywhere in the corners of the map. And War Prism play, you know, that'd be one way to, you know, kind of even up the harassment odds a little bit. We did see a little bit of War Prism play from TSO Killer in a previous game that we cast. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out.
A lot of High Templar play.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
at this point, he really should have a Warp Prism speed upgrade up and like couple Warp Prism out to protect the High Templars and just drop them everywhere.
I mean, definitely, he can absolutely afford it as well, and not that many stalkers in the army. Those Vikings could have poked just a little bit, but being careful, I guess. And both armies all get into position. Byun stims his entire army. I guess he's a lot of medevacs. No, Genius decided to attack into that giant concave.
Yeah, actually, I don't know why he pulled back. He took a lot of damage by just pulling back, and a storm goes down. Hits, you know, some of the army and gets sniped.
Storm! He gets so excited, so anticlimactic. 6 more High Templar warping in now. High Sec auto tracking on the way for a Terran player. ZenexByun here.
Yeah, very curious choice there. Maybe he's afraid of the mutas or something.
You know, he may be expecting though that War Prism harassment. You know, yeah, I'd love to see some Brood War style High Templar drops behind the mineral lines to take out a bunch of SCVs. You know, if at all possible. I guess we were not going to see that, but Genius now trying to retake that 5th base.
Yep, and we have Byun just saving up so much money. I'd love to see him just put down a lot more production facilities than, you know, whatever he has right now. And looks like we're headed to another huge engagement. I don't know how many huge engagements we had.
now out of position, being sniped. One does go down immediately to that Marauder and Viking fire. Another huge engagement. EMPs, OP EMPs taking out a lot of the Archons, but reinforcing warped ins out. That is so many gateways that he has. He's warping in like 12 cells at a time.
Dang, that storm took out so many of the Vikings, and we have Byun's army fully in retreat, and MVPGenius takes the supply lead first time in a while. Yeah, it looks like Genius is in a very good position. Just such a back and forth game at this point.
Yeah, and so many of those Marauders in the red. I mean, with the medevacs, one Ghost was forgotten. Unfortunately, a little sad. And nope, he does notice it just now, and is going to try to bring that back home. Maybe.
Nope, it looks like he's just gonna harass the probe line till he meets his death. Of course.
That's why not. It looks like you can probably afford it anyway. That Ghost getting surrounded by probes. Epic battle. Let's get a zoom in on that surround by the probes. Ghost going to town. 3 kills, 4 kills now. He's going to get a 5th. 5 kills. And finally let's go down to the probe. SCVs now joining in the battle. 2 looks like Byun wanted to finish some supply. Sorry about that, folks. We missed that huge battle. Looks like Byun's 4th base did get taken out.
Yeah, Planetary just took out the planet.
Huge storm on top of the middle of the army. Another huge storm. Well done by Genius and random reinforced Viking. Taking out more production facilities up here. Looks like Genius is going to go up here. He needs to be careful not to get his army trapped up the ramp, though, however.
Yeah, he's bringing his entire force up here, so he better...
Huge storm on that bio on the ramp. I'd like to see another one right on top of that ramp to zone out the bio. Does he have any more storm stuff is the question. It looks like he doesn't actually.
Yeah, what's Genius doing fighting this very small choke? That's just what ZenexByun wanted. Now he's trapped in here with nowhere to go, and yeah, Byun definitely wants to fight in this small choke. Only a couple of Zealots and a couple of Archons can really fire at that. And yeah, supplies finally evening out a little bit, and this army just stuck here in the corner.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. I don't think he's able to get out. The Ghost now coming out to launch a couple of EMPs. Looks like one does go down, hits one Archon, snipes the High Templar, very well done by Byun. And let's see a couple more EMPs over the entire army. Now the Biobot charging in as he was coming out to help and surround those poor Archons. Just kidding, gonna pull them away. Sorry, apologies all around for missing that earlier huge battle. We were watching an epic Ghost fight.
And it's always more important than seeing a planetary go down.
I was entertained and I have no complaints. So, and just sticking with that. I mean, I like Genius's composition, but it's just I don't know if it's really working out against Byun really. Like that's a little bit of a SCV gangbang on that probe. And nice scan going down by Byun. Sees the army composition. Doesn't really have a whole lot to back up those Colossus.
This SCV has 1 kill. That's pretty impressive. It looks like Colossus. It was like finally a fuck you SCV, and just kind of going down on that. And
yeah, the answer to the SCV harassment Colossus. Byun actually microing those SCVs. That was pretty cute. Hold that thought. Another engagement here wasted by a couple of Zealots, wasted by Genius. Looks like these Colossus may go down as well. No, he's abandoning the Vikings to be taken out by the... Nope. Back and forth battle by both players, and looks like a nice little drop here, taking out one of the last mining expansions on the map. Actually, that's the last mining expansion of Genius, and huge deal losing those probes there.
Yeah, it's such a back and forth game. Finally, Byun kind of controlling all these drops and taking out so many probes, and Genius has to bring out his entire army to deal with this. Does take out the medbag and should be able to take out the rest of Byun's army here.
Yeah, he has 46 probes right now, but this is the only mining base. I'd like to see him, just kind of... Oh, just kidding, he has the other base. And I was going to say something, but it's not really relevant anymore. So now moving back to this battle, a little more posturing, positioning. Nice position. The Vikings getting a couple shots on the Colossus before the battle begins. More EMPs, melting that Archon instantly.
Yeah, Byun is in so much better place right now with all that Ghost and a couple of Vikings out. Does see a feedback here, so saves 1 Ghost.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point. Byun was making 8 Ghosts at a time. Nice Storm taking out a couple of units, but so many Ghosts. I mean, EMPs all around. Cloaked Ghosts here, not actually sniping anything. Another Storm to ward away the Terran Bioball, and looks like the Vikings going for a suicide charge against nothing. And will Genius be able to take out this gold base? It would help even up odds just a little bit. He's focusing it down, and it looks like he will get it, but he's going to lose his army in the process, which I don't know if it's worth it. Okay, yeah, he needs to blink those stalkers away. He does get away with a little bit of late blink. He does get away with some of them. And Byun looking to be mined out nearly soon as well. Gold base still has quite a few minerals, but he lost the command center just now and hasn't rebuilt the 4th. Now floating down looks like his natural orbital.
Yeah, he lost his main command center, and he's finally bringing his natural. He's running out of command center.
I mean, 3rd time's the charm, I suppose, and still sticking with the very kind of a marine heavy. Oh, that's not true here, I guess. I just saw 10 Marines pop out at a time.
Yeah, he's actually running out of gas because he made so many Ghosts.
That would explain it, yeah. I don't know. It might come down to some clutch storms here.
Yeah, I think it's actually all going to come down to how EMP and Storm is going to pan out here, because there's only 1 Colossus out. Yeah. And looks... Yeah, it's just such a back and forth game. And we're going to have another huge engagement.
Yeah, looks like Byun, I mean, post-patch, Ghost EMP rate is reduced from 2 to 1.5, and Byun's answer to that as well, screw it, I'll just make more Ghosts, and it looks like it's working out pretty well for him. Cannon's going to go down, as well as the High Templar. Does feedback the meta back to really no consequence. And this drop will be cleaned up. Both players are running very low on minerals and gas. And actually, fortunate for Byun, he has resecured that gold base now with plenty of mules. So his income should be looking pretty good right now. 2,200 over 1,200 of Genius. And yeah, Genius needs to either take out that gold base or, I don't know, make something happen, because he's kind of starting to fall behind. He does have a strong army though.
Yeah, of course, Byun only has this gold base mining, and Genius does have kind of, very fully saturated base right here, and then some minerals over here. So I guess I would say income is about, at this point, pretty even. Well, with those mules, of course, turns out head, but just the minerals left, I would say, is about the same, and our unit count is about the same. Just kidding. Byun kind of shooting up in supply, but with the next warping round, should be about to even out. Yeah, it's still very close. It's anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, but one thing to note that he does have a lot of Marines in the army. A couple of clutch storms will melt that so quickly, and I mean, yeah, like I don't know, like we were saying earlier, it's gonna come down to the EMP and Storm Micro. Looks like both players kind of hesitant to engage each other at the moment. We might see another maxed out 200 battle. It's been a real slugfest here, folks, from both armies.
Yeah, nobody wants to really lose this game since it's been such a hard...
Those Stuggers need to blink out of there. I feel like Genius sometimes forgets that he has blink and can get his units out of there. Slamming a couple High Templar, very nicely done by those special ops ghosts of Byun.
Yeah, where's the Observer in Genius army here? I guess he
has an Observer. It's just not with the army. I don't know where it is actually, and looks like that's huge, losing that Colossus this late in the game. And looks like we're about to have another battle. Huge storm going on the right side of the Bile Ball. Stim does run out. He needs to stim that once more.
All the Zealots get stuck, and
wow, that might have actually just lost Genius the game. All those Zealots wasting their charge on I don't know what that was, 8 ghosts in the front or something.
Yeah, I think actually this is it. This is Byun kind of crushing through the rest of the Stalkers, and yeah, this is definitely GG coming from, and GG does come from our player MVPGenius.
That's so unfortunate. Genius did not handle that last engagement well. I mean, he was playing from the back foot all the time, but that last battle just, I don't know what to say. That was definitely not what he needed. Those charge shots circling around one ghost, and it's a couple nice throws, but I guess in the end, MMM with the ghost support does win the day. I hate to say it, but yet again.
Yeah, both players played very well.
Yeah.
And it's at the end, that poor engagement at the end by a Genius kind of cost him the game. But he played very well, and it was a very entertaining game.
Yeah, definitely GG. And as we said earlier, we will have our channel email down in the description below. So if those of you out there who do have or know friends that have some crazy replays, or you think are crazy, send them in. We'll take a quick gander over them. And
or have any sexy pictures, we'll take them too.
Well, not okay. But we'll take a look at them, and who knows, maybe your game will get casted, and you'll get 15 minutes of internet fame. So, that said, thank you for tuning in to All In TV StarCraft 2 commentary. We are your casters, Slide and Legend, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys later.